Alright, how's it going guys? It's Thompson, AllRainMania11, and I am back again today with another Pokemon Showdown session. Now, today we've got a team that sort of started off as a bit of a joke. I was kind of, like, on my Facebook thing, I've got a couple of friends that follow stupid meme pages and stuff, and I thought, you know what, we'll make a team around some dank memes. So, I kind of went with that as a premise. It was really stupid, but the team actually ended up being somewhat useful. I don't know how, but it did. So first up we have sort of a two-part combo, which is Jet Fuel and Steel Beams. There's one of the memes is Jet Fuel can't melt Steel Beams. I don't know. It's something from 9/11. I was like 3 when 9/11 happened, so I don't really... No, I was older than that. I was like 5 or something. I don't know. Australian don't really have as much of a significance to 9/11. I'm sorry if that offends people, but it's just honesty. I mean, Americans probably don't care as much about Bali bombings. Just saying. We have Jet Fuel here, Life Orb Latios, just the basic defog set, max speed, speed tying with other Latioses, or outspeeding Hidden Power Fire ones. Then we've got Steel Beams, which is going to be especially defensive heat train. This is just a spread that I found on Smogon, and I like the look of Taunt and the extra speed. Instead of just being max special defense, the extra speed for the Taunt to outspeed, I believe, things like Mega Venusaur and a couple of other things. Taunt them so that they can't recover and whatever, and then go from there. Toxic, Stealth Rocks, Lava Plume, just sort of a basic remainder moves there, sorry for that. Next up we've got Doge, I don't know how people say it, everyone seems to pronounce it differently, but Calm Mind, Rest Talk, Suicune, Crocoon, whatever you want to call it, just sort of really standard. Awesome when you get sweeps with it, just set up on something and sweep. Love doing that, but it's kind of the water filler, and it allows me to take spores and whatever with something on the team. Next up we've got Pepe, the Mega Venusaur, kind of a mixed set for taking out heat trains with the Earthquake here. Mixed defensive as well, and then Synthesis obviously, and Stab just for taking things out. Next up we've got, this was kind of the only thing that isn't based necessarily around a meme, but I just chucked it in because I like the thought of dual dragons and a Magnezone on this team for a core. 360 No Scopes Bruh, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Fusion Bolt, Roost, just sort of a mixed standard, Kyurem Black, and then last up we've got Magnets, How Do They Work, which is just Choice Scarf, Magnezone. So, obviously this is an OU team, we'll be playing with the dank memes, and let's go ahead and see about getting a battle. So first up, we've got a Mega Pinsir team. Weavile could also be a bit of a problem. I mean, if you follow GBA, you see how well that does on Molvone's team. Sticky Web support as well will be annoying, but we do have Defog. So, having a look, I'm guessing that Sticky Web will be his lead. So, I'm thinking he probably can't do a hell of a lot to Steel Beams. So, leading off with Steel Beams, we will just go straight for the Lava Plume, because if we can get a burn on this, then it will mean that we can get rid of this first turn, regardless of its sash. And is it hacks if I call it, because, you know, there was that risk of them staying in, as they are going to just go into the Milotic, as we will fire off a Toxic just to help wear this thing down. I know it does boost its defenses, but it will also mean that we can wear this down a bit faster, as we will go for the Taunt this turn just to prevent it from healing off. So, Taunt, Milotic, can't use Confuse Ray. Well, there you go. I hate teams that use stupid things like Confuse Ray. So we'll take this opportunity to go into our Jet Fuel, as we will just go for the Defog this turn, get rid of the Stealth Rocks, as they are going to predict that and go for the knockoff, taking that out. So we can just go into Pepe this turn. There's not a hell of a lot he can do. He doesn't have a Steel type, but we will just go for the Giga Drain. If he wants to go for Ice Punch, that shouldn't be doing a hell of a lot. He's got Fire Punch. Okay. I tend to see Ice Punch more on Conch Elders. I mean, you're already hitting, like, Ferrothorn super effectively. You're hitting most other Steel types neutrally. So Giga Drain doing a good amount to that Gliscor as well. Now, unless this is some weird, like, Acro Fling Gliscor, we should be able to take this on decently as well, and he doesn't have a hell of a lot. Okay, he's got Sword Stance. I am mildly concerned now, because our Choice Scarfer can't take this out with anything. We've only got Hidden Power Fire that'll hit it neutrally. He's got Rock Tomb. Okay, not too worried about that then. Rock Tomb Gliscor, as we're healing ourselves, so I mean, we can just continue to stay in here, go for another Giga Drain. I guess, I mean, there's not a hell of a lot that he can do to us. There we go, he goes for the Earthquake, so finally making the smarter play there. I don't know why it took him so long to decide to go for that, as he will go into Pinsir this turn, so the Flying type move is coming, or the Sword Stance, either one, but we can just go out into our Magnets, as he does decide to set up the Sword Stance this turn. He doesn't have anything that wants to switch into Thunderbolt, so I don't see any risk of just going for that, as he will actually hold off the Mega for the turn, and just go for that, so that's a bit concerning. And this is where having Stealth Rocks up would have helped a lot, as we're going to need to hope that we will be able to take a hit with our Suicune. Hopefully it won't be a Mega Pinsir Sweep first battle, although it's looking that way. Nice playing on his behalf though, going for holding off on the Mega and just going for the Earthquake, as, yep, it's looking like it's going to be a Mega Pinsir Sweep. And what's your problem with Legendaries? It's OU. If you're going to be playing on Showdown, expect to see people playing with the OU stuff. So, we lost to a Mega Pinsir Sweep. That was nice playing on my opponent's behalf with the holding off on the Mega, but we will see about getting another one here. So, so we have this team with this stuff. I mean, this isn't unusual. I guess the Azelf you don't really see in OU that much, but that is concerning. We'll just lead off with our Kyurem, because we will be able to take... We are free to just go for the Ice Beam here, as he's going to go for the Zen Head, but we don't get Flinch lucky enough, as he's going for that. We will just switch out into Magnezone. We can eat that hit up, and we should outspeed that and kill it with the Volt Switch, as he's going to make the nice switch into Cubone. We don't really care about that. I think we may be able to just get a Suicune Sweep. Can we get the Doge Sweep? As he's going to set up the Stealth Rocks. That is fine by me. We are just going to go for the Calm Mind, as he's going to go for the Toxic. We don't care. We've got Rest. We've got Sleep Talk. We can set up on this thing, and that should be a pretty easy battle for us. So it's got Stealth Rock, Toxic, Protect, and then what? It'd be a Ground type move. So you can't touch Gliscor, you can't touch Skarmory. Stupid Cubone set. We don't really care. We're going to go for a Rest this turn, as it's going to go into the Marn Jr. Now, if this thing has Encore, that could be a bit of a problem. But we are going to Calm Mind. Sleep Talk the Calm Mind, as it's going to go for the Healing Wish. Healing Wish into the Azelf. We're at +3, we're max defense. We don't give a shit about this thing. I mean, it was a stupid team, and what can you really expect? As he gets a Flinch. As this turn, that was 2 sleep turns, so this turn we will just be able to wake up and go for the Scald, easily taking that thing out. We don't care. We should be able to take a hit from anything else, even at half. So, I mean, Draco Meteor, no it won't. I forgot we're at +3 special defense, sorry, +4 special defense, whatever. We will go for the rest though, as it turns out that it's got Mega Latios. You don't see that very often in OU at all. As we will go for the Sleep Talk here. If we get a burn on that, that could be problematic, unless we knocked it out in one hit anyway. As we do end up setting up completely, as that's going to do nothing, 27%, we can take heaps of them, and we should just be able to one-hit KO now with Scald. Not quite. I was expecting that to do much more. I mean, 216 times 4, that's going to be 800 and something. You would expect it to be doing a hell of a lot more to a Conkeldurr. I mean, Conkeldurr does have like, what, 105 base HP or something? Plus Assault Vest. I don't know, I guess so. I guess that makes sense. Cubone's dead. Cyndaquil is dead. And then all that's left is his Mega Latios. I mean, like I said before, it was a stupid looking team. I'm not honestly surprised that we beat it. I'd be more concerned if we didn't beat it, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. As he's going to try and stall us out with the Roost. That's going to get annoying. We do get the burn. That's now 2-hit KO on the Mega Latios. As Draco Meteor, we're +4. It already used Draco Meteor. Latios out, and then last the Cyndaquil. Can't really do anything. We'll throw a GG at him. It wasn't really. He had a shit team, but what can you say? We'll go for another one. Look for a better team, and this looks like a better team. We've got a Mega Lopunny. That's annoying. Talonflame can be a bit of an issue if we don't have Stealth Rocks up. Otherwise, Clefable might be a problem with our double dragon team, but we do have 2 steals as well. If it's unaware, then we can't set up with Suicune. But otherwise, he doesn't have an electric immunity. So we'll just lead off first turn with the Magnezone, as we will go for the Volt Switch if he does decide. So I was just going to go for the basic Fake Out. So this looks like a pretty normal set, as we will make the switch into a mixed defensive this. What is this? Mega Venusaur, sorry, forgetting its name. Because we can resist that high jump kick, as this turn... What's he going to go for? We'll just go for the Giga Drain, as he's going to make the nice switch out into Talonflame. As we get a crit, obviously not doing anything, it's 4 times resisted. As this turn we'll go back out into Magnezone. We do 4 times resist the flying type move, as it's going to go for the Taunt. So, once again this turn I don't see anything wrong with just going for the Volt Switch. So we'll Volt Switch out on this Rotom. And Taunt's usually carried by, like, the support Talonflame, isn't it? So, I hope that's the case, as he's got Confuse Ray. Frickin' Rotom Wash. I'm sorry, I can't take a team seriously, nor can I take a player seriously if they rely on shit like Confuse Ray. Like, that's just my opinion on the matter, as we are going to be down to 44% now, which is going to suck, because we got confusion on that last turn. As the Giga Drain once again is going to be doing nothing to this Talonflame, as we went into Magnezone last time, so we'll go into Heatran this turn. We can eat up that Brave Bird, as we will just go for the Lava Plume, as he went for the Taunt, so I'm thinking this is going to be a bulkier Talonflame. Mind you, I'm not seeing an item. He obviously has switched up moves, so is not Choice Banded, but he doesn't have Leftovers either, which is common with these bulkier Talonflames, so mildly confused, I must admit. but there's not a hell of a lot he can do about it. So he's going back into the Rotom Wash. If we can get a burn here, that'd be nice, but unfortunately we don't. As I wonder if we are specially defensive, we will go for the Toxic here, hopefully start breaking this Rotom Wash down, at which point after this we'll probably switch back into our Mega Venusaur. So yeah. So we don't have Taunt on us anymore. We'll see this turn if we do in fact outspeed the Rotom. And the Taunt will also help against Clefable, no matter what set it is. So if it's Calm Mind, we can stop it setting up and stop it from healing. If it's Unaware, then we can stop healing from Heal Belling, and we can Toxic it and whatever. So we need to keep Heatran around for that Clefable, as it turns out that he does outspeed us. The Hydro Pump will unfortunately miss, but we are specially defensive, so I don't think that matters as much. As we will go into our Mega Venusaur here, at which point we will need Synthesis up, as he goes for Confuse Ray again, and we get confused again. So if we can not get confused this turn, as he probably goes for the Volt Switch, I'm going to assume. If we can not be confused, that would be great. Get up to 71%, which will at least allow us to take some hits a bit better. And he does have that Mega Lopunny in the back to potentially do some damage to shit. So he will switch out, go into the Bioshock this turn. Okay. You can't go for Knockoff, so we'll just go for Earthquake this turn. See how much damage that does. Doesn't over half, that's nice. As this turn we will go for another Earthquake. Unfortunately, he will take us out, at which point we can just go into our Magnets. Still no Electric Immunity, and just free. Okay. Bioshock outspeeds. Sorry, Bioshock just kills with the Sucker Punch. That sucks. Sucker Punch will kill that. Guess we don't have any choice except for going into Steel Beams. That Rotom has become a problem now. In fact, everything is becoming a problem now because of this Bioshock. So I guess that's what happens when you don't have something to answer to Bishocks. I guess it's going to be one of those sessions where we basically encounter everything that this team can't handle. I'm enjoying this, aren't you? Ice Beam. Here's going to go out into the Rotom Wash, that's fine. We will outspeed it, unless it's max speed Rotom Wash, and we can take it out with the Earth Power. No problem there. But that Mega Lopunny can just sweep us. There's not really much we can do about it. We go into Doge, as he goes for High Jump Kick, just trying to play for the miss on the High Jump Kick. As no. So we get swept by a Bishop and a Mega Lopunny. So that sucks. So we'll go for one more here. Hopefully get a win against a not shit team, as this is going to be Mega Altaria, which means we need to keep our Steel types around, and probably our Poison type. Leading off though, I'm probably just going to lead with the Gliscor, I'm predicting, or the Jirachi. So we'll lead with our Kyurem L, 360 no scopes, see if we can get something, as he will lead off with the Altaria, as we will go straight for the Ice Beam. Actually, that's probably not a good idea. Actually, yeah, we will just go straight for the Ice Beam, because we will outspeed it, and we can just take it out first turn. So, alright, start to this battle, getting rid of his Mega, but you never know what can happen later on, as he will go into the Jirachi. We will make the switch into our Doge. We can resist its Iron Heads, and if it decides to paralyze us, then we can just rest it off, as he doesn't have a hell of a lot for this. I mean, Magnezone will threaten us out, but yeah, we can just go into our Steel Beams here. Take probably the Draco Meteor I'm expecting from this. If it is another weird set with Earthquake, then, you know, that's my fault. But he will make the nice prediction going into the Gliscor, as the Gliscor is definitely going to outspeed us because of its much higher base speed. As what can we do? I don't think it can do anything against our Suicune, so we're just going to take this opportunity to set off Calm Mind, as he's got Taunt. Okay, so we need to go for Scald here. He's forced us to do that, as he's going back out into the Latios, so I don't think this Latios will really be able to do much to us. So Draco will do 72%, which is annoying, but we don't get the burn on it either. So we'll take this opportunity to go into our Magnezone. I'm not really sure what they're going to go into, because 72% at half special attack, that'll be 36%. So yeah, we can't stay in here because we're actually technically at 34.2%. So another Draco will take us out. We need to find an opportunity to defog, or get him to defog as well by setting up our own Stealth Rocks. So that Taunt Gliscor was a good play. So we're in here with our Magnezone. He misses the Draco Meteor, which sucks for him, but we will just fire off a Flash Cannon, almost taking this thing out. Unfortunately not quite, as he's now seen that we outspeed, so he knows Wet Choice Scarf, and he can just make the safe switch into the Jirachi. So at this point, I think we'll go into our Steel Beams, because we can threaten this thing out, as he makes a nice play going for the U-turn. And yeah, I mean, if we can bring Kyurem Black in and make a good prediction, something dies. I mean, there's no question about it. We bring Kyurem Black in and something dies. So the only thing is getting it in safely, as he's going to make a nice... This guy's making a lot of double switches, which is a bit concerning. As we will just Mega up here and go for the Earthquake. I mean, it will be doing decent-ish damage, I would assume, to this Jirachi. Most Jirachis especially defensive. And I know we don't have Stab, and we don't have any attack investment, but I'm hoping it'll at least be like a 3-hit KO, as it turns out that he's got the Zen Headbutt and gets a first turn flinch. So we'll just go out into our Magnezone, as he goes for another Zen Headbutt. He is trapped here, so we are free to just fire off a Thunderbolt. Because against this, Thunderbolt and Hidden Power Fire, because Thunderbolt's 135 base power, whereas Hidden Power Fire is only 120. So we will be able to take Jirachi out. It turns out that it was Scarfed. Okay, so Scarfed Jirachi. Unfortunately, we are locked in with the Thunderbolt, so he is just going to bring in his own Magnezone, as we're forced to stay in. He's probably got Magnet Pull as well, and he will take our Magnezone out with the Volt Switch. I'm guessing his Choice Specs or something. But we didn't really need Magnezone around for much anyway. I mean, yes, it might have helped against the Weavile, but we've got a couple of other things for that. So what's he going to go into? He's going to decide to go into the Gliscor, which means we will have a free switch in here to our Kyurem Black, and we should threaten most things with an Ice Beam. So he'll probably Scout out. Oh no, he's just going to make the switch straight into Magnezone, as that's still a 2-hit KO, as we do unfortunately freeze him. So, banking on that, I mean, it's a bad thing, but we will just go on that and go straight for another Ice Beam, as we outspeed it anyway, so we would have stayed in anyway and killed it on the next turn. So, I mean, 10% freeze does suck. He wouldn't have been able to do anything about it anyway, so I don't see much of a point in whinging. So he's going to make the switch into the Latios. At this point, I think... So he is going to make the double switch back into the Gliscor. So I was thinking of staying in there and just going for the Ice Beam, but there wasn't really much we could do about it. So we will go into our Jet Fuel here, as he is going to go for the Earthquake this turn. So at this point I think we need to go for the Defog, get rid of that, those Stealth Rocks, because it will give our Huron Black a couple of extra switch-ins, as at this point we're going to go for the Draco, taking the Gliscor out. So obviously not especially defensive Gliscor, as is down to his Weavile and his Latios, both of which outspeed the entirety of my team and can probably take most shit out, unfortunately. We will sack off our Suicune here. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do, as we end up living on 1%. Not that it really matters. Actually, we'll go... No, he did just make the better play by going for the second knockoff. As this turn we'll go into our Steel Beams, fire off a Lava Plume. Even if it's got low kick, I think we should be able to take that decently well. We get a crit there on the Latios and the burn, so that will definitely help with bringing this thing down. We just need to sack this off at this point. As he goes for the Roost, that's fine. We'll go for the Sludge Bomb, as he has the Psyshock. So I'm thinking this is the same set as what I'm running. So I'll go into it, go for the Speed Tie. So he does outspeed us, which means this next turn he needs to go for the Roost, that's the thing, or else he dies from Burn or the Life Orb. So with that, we just need to go for the Ice Beam here. If he switches out into Weavile, actually, yeah, we need to go for the Ice Beam here, because Weavile will resist it, but it has shit defenses anyway. So he needs to Draco, it will take this Latios out, and then we should be able to take Weavile on decently well one-on-one with our Heatran. So Latios will go down, does manage to take us out with the Draco there, so we will be forced to take this one-on-one, as Lava Plume will kill it, no doubt. It just depends on what he's got, and he's got low kick. So, well, that sucks. It was down to the wire there at the end. Like I said, it was a joke team, sort of, that I just put together. I would have liked to have seen it do a bit better than what it did in that session. Unfortunately, I mean, there's not much you can do about it. So, I hope you guys did all enjoy the video. Got 3 good battles, all of which we lost, and 1 shit battle which we won. That last one was down to the wire. Obviously some holes in the team, like with the Biosharp sweeping through us and shit, but if you did all enjoy, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy it to make sure you see more content, and I hope to see you guys all next time with another battle. Peace.